diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon to y'all. Yep. They're a new and improved recovery coming to you. Oh, hi, Mandy. If you know me, you know that the topic is not what it is, right? There is no new and improved recovery. It's just that title over misinformation and recovery kills a little different, but it's the same thing. New and improved. Why in the heck do people keep trying to reinvent the wheel? Yeah, that's all it was for. I made when I was doing TikTok, one of my titles was AA was not the only way. It got like 12 times as many views as anything else just because of the title. Because people wanted to jump on and listen to me talk shit about AA, and it didn't happen. They were a little disappointed in that. And I'm not even here to put down other people. No, it's just, what are the intentions? What are we going after there? And I understand because there's some great programs out there. YPR, I've been looking into them. YPR is a good program, and I like them. Okay? I kind of wish they were not even a non-for-profit. We used to have what was called Sissy Paw, which was Colorado Coalition of Young People in AA, and nobody got paid. We didn't get paid to do that. That's where I don't like that. But unfortunately, YPR is being inundated with. What happens is then personalities start to happen. And when a company grows and they have that many people and they try and bring on all these different types of recovery, it starts to get confusing. Okay? And then we'll start offering things like things for trauma. See, that's where I start to, if we're just out there helping, giving each other resources, patting each other on the back, great, but that's not what's happening. It's not what's happening. Did I say good afternoon, Patricia? If not, good afternoon. Yeah. And I'm not here to. I don't feel. I'm not going to rant because I don't feel like it. It's just that we need people to see that there is no new and improved different way. That if we're going to have trauma groups, please have the right people there. Just I beg you. Because if you are not trauma informed, then what's going to happen is you're going to bring up all this trauma but have no real answer, and a bunch of people are going to go home all fucked up. Right? Getting sober or working through an addiction is not easy. There's reasons for that. There are very good reasons. Okay? Because I'm going to need those skills. I'm going to need those things to help other people. For me, it's just about helping the next person. Money is never involved. It's going to start being involved. But I've covered my butt. I covered my butt. God gave me a CPA, a good CPA. Okay. And somebody that's in the program. So I know things are going to get done according to the traditions. And I know that because this person is my sponsee. And I'm the one teaching him. So I know he's going to learn this stuff, right? And we help each other out. That's what we do in this program. But not everything is about hunky-dory positive stuff. It just isn't. It just isn't. You know, when you use step 1 and 12 and then you just stay positive, ouch, man. You know, and sometimes we even, and this is kind of what I'm seeing with YPR, is, you know, everybody wants to be a part of. Everybody wants to be accounted for, right? Sure we do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But taking credit for things is going to be one thing that we just don't do. A therapist does not take credit for getting me well. I did that. Were they a guide and helped me? Yeah. A therapist doesn't solve your problems. Going to seeing a therapist is about running your mouth till the answer comes out. Do you know that? That's therapy. It's a person there that is willing to listen to everything that you have to say. So sometimes, I talked about this a little bit earlier, sometimes we feel like we are helping. Actually, I talked about this in step 11 yesterday. Okay. But we didn't stop and start to check our intentions again. Okay. A lot of times, like, this is what kind of scares me, is I see a lot of people come in and then they get grabbed up and then they're not in AA anymore. Or they're not going to their smart recovery, or they're not going to their, you know, their wellbriety. Wellbriety is a big one and a good one. I like wellbriety. It's more Native American, but they do some cool stuff, man. Kind of want to be Native American. You know, so I could go join in on that. Because I tell you now, you don't need to be Native American to go to wellbriety. They will welcome you. I'm pretty sure of it. I have to ask my friend Denise, but she'll be able to tell me. Okay? So no, it isn't just about going away from AA. You may have been doing other stuff. Okay, and you can't leave that. You can't leave it. And it doesn't matter which program you go through. There are certain things. You cannot transmit something you do not have. You just can't. Right? If you want to do trauma-informed things, go become trauma-informed. Go work through your own trauma first. Then you're able to help other people, but you're still not a therapist. It isn't about the fact that there are recovery coaches out there. It's the fact that we have recovery coaches out there that think that they're more than they actually are, and they are not. You can be, but you got to do the work first. I've never seen it happen any other way. I just haven't. And there shouldn't be, I've never seen so much arguing about which way is the best way to go. You know, in AA itself, we tread innumerable paths. There's no one set way to do things. I mean, there's a guideline, but your life is your life, man. And you get to live it the way that you want. Now, do you want to do that as a free person that helps other people? Or do you always want to be caught up in your depression and your anxiety and your other bullshit? Which one do you want? Do you want to do this so that the people that you think are popular will recognize you? Because that's not going to work either. We don't do popularity around here. Are some people more well known? Sure. But does that mean that they're bigger or better? No, it doesn't. Some of us speak out loud. There are some of us that don't. We need everybody, though. We do. I have found that the best way, if you want to get into something like this, the best way to do it is to remove any titles. Right? And because with Trudging Together about a year and a half ago, I took away all of our titles. And it was because, and me too, because I was starting to act that way. You know, the only reason it says owner is because I signed the paperwork. Other than that, this doesn't belong to me. It belongs to God. Do you see anywhere it says give us money? I have a donate page, sure. I don't enforce it. In fact, I really don't even tell people, oh, you're gonna share. You share my stuff, share it. No, because if you compelled to share it, then you're going to. Right? That's the way I kind of see it. It's when we start to push against God's will. I'm going to give you a great example. See, I told everybody before I helped a couple people find some roommates together, right? And God bless my friend. She said, can you help them out? I'm like, you don't understand the bro code, do you? I wrote her, I'm like, I'm in my own dire straits. I can't help. He's perfectly capable of doing what he needs to do. He doesn't need me. And we're not close enough friends that I'm helping him move. That's not it, actually. I just can't. You know, my wife would usually be helpful, would be willing to help, but she's bound to the house right now with vertigo. So I told her he just needs to rent a truck, pay $40 to a couple guys in the house, and you're covered, man. You're covered. He hasn't helped me he hasn't asked me to help him because he understands the bro code, right? Right? See, I can help so much, but that doesn't mean I'm the Mr. I'm not the go-to man for everything. Okay? Neither are you. None of us are. Now, you may come to me and I'm going to tell you, you know what? I don't know, but I know somebody that does. Huh, Mandy? You've done that with Mandy. Hey, Mandy, I got somebody. You're a much better fit than I am, please. All right. Done it to every single one of you. Patricia, Gary. Have I not sent people your way? I have. Because Dion wasn't the fit. Dion wasn't the fit. But if you go to another place, oh, we'll help you. We can take care of you. Even if they know that somebody over there is a better fit, they will still take them. Money. What if you don't have to worry about that money? What if you don't? Then you're going to tend to do the right things. Because you're not worried about the money. Fear of economic insecurity will leave us. It's a hard one. I'm going through it right now. And I'm not asking God for money. I ask for direction. That is the whole point of doing all this. We do it together. And if we meet people where they are at, see, that's the problem with a lot of these other places. They're not meeting them where they're at. Let me see if I still have some information on my phone. I'm going to give an example if I still haven't pulled up here. And this is just a generalization of, of sober livings. Okay. I want to read some here. Blah Blah Sober Living Homes provides a supportive and safe living environment in the Denver metro area for people in early recovery. We do this with structure, accountability, and by using our experience living sober to help others do the same. Sounds really nice, right? But that's not what happens. A supportive and safe living environment. My client didn't feel safe at all. My client. Bad Dion. My friend, my sponsee, whatever, right? It wasn't, I haven't experienced. And then they have these little things here. 12-step based. We partner with treatment organizations to provide outside therapy as needed. That's not 12-step based. That's not 12-step based. You didn't even think about, I shouldn't show you that. Okay? I've got concerns here. Yoga and gym memberships are available to residents. Things like that. I can go get a gym membership anyway. I don't need your sober. See what are those things actually? They're lies. They're straight out lies. That's not creating a safe space for somebody. Pushing won't help. I like this. I'm going to put this up. Mandy says, pushing won't help those who aren't ready for certain things yet. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. And that, Mandy, is exactly what I was talking about. Meeting others where they're at. It took me years to get through the steps. Years. I was jacked up. I would have to go through so many relapses and slips. A lot. I would go through the torture, and I was looking in my big book today, so I had marked something on 2014. I don't think I have my times right on things. I'm starting to wonder if I even do remember the first year of my sobriety, because I try and recall it, but it doesn't. I don't know. Can't find it. It's weird. Okay. And it's going to be different for everybody. When I was 8, do you have a quick question?
I just want to tell you, remembering it is an entire year of going to the hospital with anxiety, thinking it was heart attacks.
Oh, that's why I don't remember it. Because I guess my first year I was in the hospital with anxiety attacks. That's why I need my wife. Because I was in and out of the hospital thinking that I was having another heart attack. I didn't even remember that till she brought it up. My birthday's in 10 days. I have 7 years of sobriety. So that gives you kind of an example. I was worse than I thought. I guess didn't give myself enough credit. It's just weird because I'm kind of seeing it now, and I'm just not that person anymore. And wow, how much life is different because I did the work. Because I did the work, I'm even shaking a little bit right now. Yeah, I think I may need to talk to my therapist about that. Do some EMDR. So, all right. So, and this isn't really we should go combat this or, it's just about doing things by example, that I cannot give you something that I don't have, period. I like using pregnancy as an example because it's so the examples are so definite. It's very black and white. Okay, if I knew a young lady that got pregnant, I would not be able to help this person as well as a female would who has gone through pregnancy. Okay, who had gone through pregnancy. I wouldn't be able to be as much help, would I? I could be a certain amount of help. Oh, watch your breathing. There's a lot of natural instincts that that person may have that I might be able to help out with. But when it really comes down to it, I'm probably not the best coach for that person, am I? So when we're out there looking for recovery coaches or therapists, doesn't the same thing apply? Would you want a life coach who's 19 years old? Actually, I would have been a great life coach at 19. For 19-year-olds. Yeah. Not for 21-year-olds. I wouldn't even been able to tell you what it was like to go to the liquor store and buy alcohol yet. I didn't know. I would have been able to tell you what it was like to go to a bar without a fake ID. I didn't know. I had not experienced it. Right? So when I say the further you've gone down the scale, the more you can help others, that's what it is. Because I have experienced a lot of different things in my life. I have a lot of different purviews. Okay. I have a lot of different purviews. That means that I've seen a lot of people go a lot of different directions. And I've noticed it because I have been looking for the similarities this whole time. See how big of a deal that is? When you look for the similarities in other people, okay, or you're like, oh, that's a great idea. I may never need to use it, but you steal it anyway, you're going to need it for somebody else. Maybe it's not meant for you, but you still need to go out and say it. You need to go out and repeat it. Right? There was something that I just posted a little bit ago about homelessness. And what it said, and I don't think I'll be able to do it verbatim, but essentially it said the homeless problem is not about mental illness. No, the homeless problem is not because of mental illness. It is because of the lack of places for people to live. That's the homeless problem. So how do you fix that? Give them places to live. When did having a roof over your head be okay? In our lives we have rights and we have privileges. Okay, so you know what your rights are, but like a driver's license, that is considered a privilege. Okay, I get that. But why is having a roof over your head a privilege? It's not. Well, I worked hard for my house and they shouldn't. Fuck you. Well, then go live in your nice house. You probably have a can opener. You got a microwave. You have a stove. Oh, you have that nice little electricity coming through. I bet if I go to your house and unplug the internet, you won't know what the fuck to do with yourself. Nice, you're a nice little comfortable home over there. Say, well, those people, and fuck you. When recovery is not simple, it's no longer recovery. God does not make hard turns. In fact, he only has one. Ask him for help. That's it. That's all he ever asks of me. The rest I do because I want him. Yeah. Because God provides me with something and God used his children to bring it to me. So I have decided that I wanted to be one of those people. And in order to do that, I had to give everything over to God. And that was fucking hard. Everything. My PTSD, my anxiety, everything. So, before I go, I'm going to say it one more time. Misinformation in recovery kills. It actually kills people. So I'm going to ask you, stop it. Stop saying that there's a new way and that AA is wrong. AA is not wrong. It just may not be for you, and that's okay. But the moment you cut down something else to try and prove something, I'm already not listening to you. Even if you're cutting down something else to make AA look good, I'm not going to go for that. No, I believe in recovery equity. I believe that you should have the chance that you want at recovery, not the ways that I decide that you should have it. No. Too much work. That's too much work. And doesn't that sound like power? We talked about power yesterday because we do have power. And when your will is in line with God's, you can use that power all you want. It is the proper use of the will. Right? What does that mean? That means if I go somewhere and I am not creating harmony, I'm creating confusion, that I am not supposed to go. Good example. There's a thing coming up at Free, and they're going to talk about the problems in our recovery. I know what I'm not going because I would create more confusion than harmony. I really would, because I would be asking some pretty weird questions. Not weird questions, but you guys know me. If we're going to have the discussion, let's have the discussion. Right. So, but it's probably best I'm not there because if I ask myself honestly, if I could go there and keep my emotions the way they were, I would have to say, no, I wouldn't be able to do that. So there's my answer. God has a different answer. And it ain't me. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you. Peace out.